Hello and welcome here to Apex at the Nürburgring. Welcome back to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Welcome to the Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo Turbo, and welcome to my friend Misha, who I consider to be like one of the Nürburgring legends. I watch your channel for a long time. I mean, for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you do know, but we have a lot of electric car nerdy stuff, not so much performance oriented audience. Misha laps just about everything, is with Rimac now, right?
I was until last year September, but we're still very close. Mostly on meme exchange base now, not so much of a work exchange.
That's awesome. So that sounds pretty good. Cars are going by. It's a great time. We're going to take the Taycan Cross Turismo just for a lap, talk about the Nürburgring, talk about electric cars on the Nürburgring, your experience with them, with thermal management, especially the weight, the charging situation around here. It's a disaster. So, so let's head out in the Taycan Cross Turismo Turbo for a lap with Misha and see how we do. Misha, you join us in the Taycan. Thank you so much for doing a lap with us.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I actually never have been one, I think. I've seen them up close, but yeah, never had a lap. So.
Well, we will change that for sure. Let's get our little card scanned here. So there we go, and see if I can reach it. There we go. Perfect.
Good job.
And we'll readjust the cameras and off we go. So
go right
to
here.
The right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I've just backed stability control to PSM Sport just because it was kind of heating up the brakes a little bit. But other than this, you know, we are in basically Sport Plus mode in the Taycan, which increases battery cooling. But we've just come off a lap, so the battery's a little bit toasty right now. And so we will definitely manage battery temperatures here. So let's explode out of the start line. This is the best part of an electric car, of course.
Absolutely.
It's just the power that you can have here. So you let me know if we're about to crash, but other than that, tell me about your experience. Tell me about your experience driving electric cars around the Nürburgring, because you know, a lot of our audience knows we do track testing with EVs.
Yep.
And they overheat so quickly and they're heavy. So what do you think around here?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll be honest with you. So the first time when I was getting experience and was more indirect experience with electric cars on the track, it was mostly people who would be coming, especially from Norway, with their Tesla Model S, do half a lap, and then they had to call recovery service because the car was just like broken down, overheated, go into limp mode, just wouldn't work. And that was my experience with them. So it was actually rescuing people from
really
that.
So your first experience was not a good one then?
No, exactly. So whenever like people were talking about, well, obviously the Tesla was a continuous development, and even now still the product is constantly being improving. I never had anything good to say about them.
Right.
Because I saw it firsthand that it was just not working.
They were overheating, running out, having issues, heavy, no way to turn traction control off.
Exactly. It just didn't work. Simple as that.
Sure.
And even back then, I was more of a guy who thought, yeah, electric cars are just like electric appliances, washing machines, and you know, this kind of stuff.
Well, and there's a place for that, for mobility versus a car. But now, do you see a trend towards enthusiasts?
So, and then now fast forward to, I would say, actually last year, or no, was it before last year? No, it was, yeah, in 2020. I did a lap in the Tesla Model 3 Performance.
I remember this video. It did really well, by the way.
Yeah, the first and the fully stock one, and I was really impressed by that car. The way it was actually performing. Of course, you had some of the weight. It was not traditional Model S heavy.
Sure.
But you felt the weight, but on the other hand, also sometimes you can use your weight to your advantage, because you have extra mechanical grip. So it's, and with all the torque you have from electric vehicles, the weight is not that of an issue, to be honest. You have to be really honest with that.
Yeah.
And I said that car has actually definitely a good potential to be a good track car.
Yeah.
And then a month later, a guy named Max came with a modified Model 3.
Oh, really?
And that was actually, it really blew my mind. But they all had a big drawback. The issue was the battery cooling. So we came to the conclusion that if you run regen, if you use regen on your regenerative brakes, it overheats the battery probably 2 kilometers sooner. So the car goes into reduced power modes
because it's stuffing all that energy into the car.
Exactly. So that was back then still, and still nowadays with the current it's still an issue. The cooling is. Now, fast forward, of course, in the meanwhile, I worked also for EMATS.
Yeah. How was that? That must have been cool.
It's been a dream job.
Yeah.
It was absolute dream job, dream product, dream cars, dream people that I miss still every single day.
Yeah.
The reason why people might be asking then why aren't you working there still if it was such great is because every 2 weeks I would be coming here, and it was for me every time harder to leave.
Sure.
And I'm like, my head is there. I know I can have great career there, and I love everyone and everything. If there's one country I would want to move to, it's Croatia.
Yeah.
But my heart is here at the Nürburgring.
Yeah, this is your home, and you've really developed a personality at the ring. Everyone knows you. I mean, just standing around Apex, you have fans coming up all the time, enthusiasts who want to see you and meet you. This is something really special that I think you've created through your YouTube channel mostly to generate this new world of enthusiasm around the ring.
Thank you. Yeah, that's absolutely was initially my goal, or let's say when I started, and even now there is no really goal. The goal now is to share the love for the Nürburgring and cars with people.
Sure.
There's no such thing. I want to have 1 million subscribers. I want to have this and that. It's just the best part about my job, so to say, is that I stay myself and do what I like, and I don't have to go out of the way and say things I don't want to say, or like fake them, or in any way.
Total sort of creative control here.
Exactly.
You can develop the videos you want in an ethical way without being biased in any sort of way, and you're making the content you want to make.
Exactly, and that's circling back to electric cars. When I did this these laps with Tesla, I said I loved the way the cars perform, but the brakes were absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
The stock brakes, they are done within like half a lap. They're gone. The stock brake pads.
Right.
So once you change that, which was done on modified Tesla, that was great. So now the big news of last week was, of course, Tesla Model S
Vlad's record. Yeah. And what do you think? I saw your video on this.
Yeah.
And it's all legit, right?
It is.
Yep.
It is. A friend of mine, Andreas Simonson, drove the lap records. After all, also the whole team has been here for 2 years, testing, developing, perfectioning the car, and as mentioned, it was done during the sanctioned lap records session by the Nürburgring.
Which means they basically rent out the track.
Exactly.
It's filmed and recorded by the Nürburgring.
And notary comes, checks the car if it's on the legit tires, and if everything is done legit. Now, over the last few days, there have been images circulating of a car that was
drilled brakes,
was modified.
Yeah.
Well, again, this is a development car which is being used for future products, because Elon Musk also tweeted, he said, like, the next version is going to be some aero upgrades, some extra upgrades that you can have. So
he mentioned carbon brakes, aero improvements.
Exactly, those things are being developed for the future use. So it's not that one car was used to run the record and then claimed to be done by another one, because the video that you see was done actually by the car that did it.
Right, that's pretty amazing. But do you know if they ran track mode in that at all?
I have to ask. I know that the car was running Michelin PS4S tires.
Really? That's even more impressive. Not even Cup 2s.
Exactly, and it was running steel brakes. That's what the driver told me.
Incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
And now through the carousel, of course. Sorry for the bumpiness to our viewers.
Yeah. But that's the thing. So when we were talking quickly about me having unbiased opinion, I am a car guy. I am not a petrol head. I don't hate electric vehicles, because I honestly believe electric is the future.
Interesting. That's awesome to hear.
When you have the technology does offer you so much more potential. The instant torque, you have so much more efficiency, and the excitement is also there. Of course, you don't have the engine sound, but even in this Taycan we have
some fake engineered
sound from electric motors. And I'll be just completely bold here. With nowadays where the internal combustion engines are headed, where you have OPF, you're not allowed to have active exhaust valves. So it's the guy on the scooter.
Yeah, I know, this is great. I know. I hope he sees us coming, because we are coming in the Taycan.
Exactly, just the Nürburgring things. So in that regard, we might as well switch to electric, because the internal combustion engine cars are not allowed to sound great anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I agree. I think the thing with the combustion engine is, technically, I think they might be at a disadvantage from an instant torque perspective.
Yeah.
But there is something to be said about this like enthusiasm about shifting your own gears, making your own noise, and here we are going for a pass on the outside.
No, of course I love internal combustion engine cars, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, it's not that right now, and this is a quote from Mate Rimac again. He said that he believes that the car will become a horse. Right. Because in the past horses were used for transportation. Yep. now it is a luxury ownership item. Right. And this is what might happen in the future with the cars. It was just going to be, you're going to have either, well, now you have leasing, but you might have robo cars that's going to bring you from A to B. And you're going to have a car is just going to become a horse. If you're going to have a car ownership, is going to be a status thing.
Absolutely.
And judging from, or like going from his analogy, I see people who are like really complaining about electric cars, like, I don't care about Teslas or electric cars, are the same people who like a century ago would say, like, I don't care about cars because I have my horse, it has a personality.
Right, absolutely,
you know?
Yeah, 100%. Well, you're absolutely correct in this. Look, I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think combustion engines will probably move towards more enthusiast vehicles.
Yes.
Because these are what we want to have to play around with on the weekends. And then for everyday driving and maybe even some like straight line stuff, like, look, we're just keeping up with an M2 here, right? In a giant 5-passenger hatchback. Which
Before
is
we were keeping up with the Lotus.
Right, that's right. I mean, it's just pretty insane, this car. What do you think about the Taycan now that we've almost completed this lap here?
It's great. I mean, we could have a great conversation while going above average speed, I would say.
Feels pretty quick to me, at least.
It feels good. I couldn't feel if we had any like reduced power modes.
We had some thermal throttling.
Yeah.
So like I was wide open a couple sections. I'm like, oh, it's backing off.
Yeah.
Battery temps are at 127 Fahrenheit, which are not hot. It's not in turtle mode. If you drive it too hard, it will go to turtle mode.
Yeah.
But I thought, considering the speed and traffic, and of course I'm not pushing it nearly as hard as you could or as someone else could. There's plenty of thermal left in this thing.
Yeah.
And that's 2 laps in a row.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, and the brakes are they're starting to get soft, but they were holding up.
Yeah, so this shows that actually, again, maybe 5 years I would say like electric, but now you have the excitement, even though sometimes it's just not for long enough, because either you have the state of charge, of course, that can be depleted within 2.5 laps.
2 laps, we went from 80 to 40.
yeah, so it's either that or you have just reduced power mode. But we are getting there. The progression is there, and I'm very excited to see where it's going to take us in the next 5 years. And I think we're gonna have probably the first, as crazy as it may sound, the first electric hot hatches. Because Hyundai has already a Rimac RM20e concept.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
With like 800 horsepower, and it's it would be nice to see them bring out something like that.
All-wheel drive hot hatch electric. To me, I would buy in an instant.
Yeah,
that's the move. But I still am a firm believer. You need a manual transmission, something with noise in the garage for the drives out in the country, for the enthusiast drives, I think, and maybe here on the ring as well. But
the thing is, I think you don't need to like put yourself in the box and like and say like there's 100%. Only one thing.
Yep.
It's good to appreciate all the things that there are.
Yeah, and the electric world is so interesting because things are weird right now. You have Mach-E, if you drive it hard for 4 minutes, it overheats and falls on its face. This car surprisingly is good. and charging stuff's interesting. Can we talk about really quick is how are we going to charge electric cars at the Nürburgring?
Yes, please.
We really need to open this conversation.
Yes, we need to open this, and that is something I've been trying to address throughout my videos, through my posts. It's ridiculous, and again, also I praised Tesla for that. In the lap record video, I said Tesla came here 2 years ago, and they built a massive supercharger network at the Nürburgring Boulevard. So a guy from US comes on the German ground. We can go, maybe we can have a bit of cooling down. A guy from US comes here and creates something in Germany's actually at Porsche's terrain, at the country which is like leading country after Tesla, of course, in production of EVs with Volkswagen and Porsche. And he creates something great here. And you have nice network of superchargers, but if you
are there 2 separate supercharger locations?
They are 2 separate supercharger locations.
That's amazing. And they're version 3 250 kilowatt locations too. They're serious chargers.
And then you have a non-Tesla vehicle, so you could potentially have the connection, because if they had all this cable lying there for
right, well, the CCS connection in theory works. It's just not open to the public yet.
Yep. So and there is nothing. There's only some old school, outdated 25 kilowatts whole
22 kilowatt AC chargers.
Yeah,
not even DC.
AC charger that honestly took me even longer to recharge my Polestar 2 than it would take me on a special I forgot the name, the power juice or something,
right,
thing,
the juice booster
the
thing.
juice booster thing at home, which was just ridiculous. And I'm like, guys, if you want to promote e-mobility, and especially, and Tesla just coming here like, haha. Yeah,
Tesla just came and just dropped a bomb on this place. Yeah, I think.
Big time. So, and this must be a great, also just like business opportunity for companies like Ionity or anyone who's providing
I would just think for the media that they would get through your channels, through all of the new electric YouTubers that are coming out, through our channels, of course, and then the enthusiasts who can now, in theory, come here for a day trip, come from Frankfurt or Stuttgart, charge up, rip, and go. We had to come the night before. Yeah. We drove till 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Yeah. Just so we could make sure the cars were charged for filming today. Which is crazy. It's like we're 100 years ago.
It is, and that's just silly. I don't understand it, because if once that comes, a lot of enthusiasts will be like, all right, what can I do with my EV? I can take it to the Nürburgring, because why not? It's a public road at the end.
Yeah, and it's the mecca of engineering. It's the mecca of validation for thermal management systems, for motor calibration, for suspension design with EVs. If more EVs come here, EVs will be tuned, or at least a portion of them, for the enthusiast, which I'm really excited to see, because you and I both love combustion cars. We both love electric cars, and we're just along for the ride in this weird world. But I think right now we have the best of electric and the best of combustion. Yeah. I mean, some cars now are truly insane across the board.
I think it's a great era, great day to be alive, because we're experiencing both worlds and in this nice transition. Because at this point, you're born too late to explore the world, or too soon to explore space.
Right, exactly.
But when it comes to car technologies, I think we're exactly at the right time.
This is the right time.
Because like when we're gonna be like old and gray, we can tell our grandchildren, hey, do you know how to heel and toe?
Right, exactly. Yeah, this is crazy. I met someone the other day who claimed to be a car enthusiast, and I'm like, oh, do you understand the concept of rev matching? He's like, no, can you explain it to me? I'm like, whoa, this is a whole new world, and here we are pulling back into Apex. Misha, I want to thank you so much for coming along for a ride. What a great experience, of course, to meet you, to spend time in the Taycan, and thank you for all of the pointers that you've given me, of course, about etiquette here on the track, what we should do. And it's been very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. It was amazing. I'm glad to, first of all, meet you in person, and also to experience this amazing car with you. And I hope we will be able to do some more.
Yep, we definitely will. Plenty of cars to come, of course. This is not the last time you and I will work together. Thanks again.
Thank you.
See you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.